Hello everyone. So this is the second video in which we're using GIS to identify a suitable location for a new Fiesta Mart. In the first video, we just put together the environment where we are going to be working. So we made the file database for our data, and then we made this MXD, and we also set up the environment. So we pointed the workspace and the Scratch workspace to our file database that we are going to use. For this second video, what we're going to work on we're going to make sure that we have all the data that we need, and since the consideration for our analysis is going to be the Hispanic population in the area, we're going to need the existing stores, and then of course we're going to need the roadway for the accessibility to the store. We have the addresses for the existing stores, so we can turn these into point shapefiles, and I made a video on how to turn addresses into point shapefiles. I'm going to put a link to that in the description. And another data that we're going to need is the shapefile for the Harris County, which is where Houston is, and that can be downloaded from the census data. And also made another video for that one on how to get the census shapefile, the tract shapefile from the census data, and I'm going to include that link in the description as well. So if I already downloaded that shapefile, and we're going to input that one, we're going to import it into our geodatabase. So we're going to do feature class a single, because this is just one, we're just going to do a single feature class import, and we're going to use the tract one. It is for 2010 census. We're just going to call it tract. (2010) and if we bring that shapefile, if we bring that shapefile to our MXD, we can open the table of attributes and look at the information that's here. And what you'll realize that we have the all the information here, the state ID, the county ID, and all that information, but there's no any information that is talking about race. There's no any race data on here, and that is because if you read the census data technical documentation, it tells you that the shapefile do not include the demographic data. Those come in separate files and in separate tables. You get those as table, and then you use the join to make them usable in the in GIS. So we're going to get that data from the census data, from the census website. And the easiest way to get there is just to go to the census data website and put Hispanic here, and it's going to take you there, and then you can filter. You can put filters on what kind of data that you're looking for. So for example, we know that our tract data is from 2010, So we're going to use 2010 as the year, and what kind of survey we're looking for is the same as the 10-year census data that we're looking for. And we're going to look for summary file 1. The summary file 1 is the total population information. That's it's the total population for all housing that's included in the census. So that's what we're going to look for. And of course, the topic we already know is the race, the Hispanic and non-Hispanic. And of course, the geographic area that we will we're looking at is the since we're using tract data here, we're going to get the tract data as well here. And we are in Houston, Texas, so we're going to go Houston, and Houston is in Harris County, and we're going to get all the census data, all the tract in Harris County. And then of course it's going to tell you to download that, which I already have, and it comes in a CSV file. You get both the table and also the metadata. The metadata tells you all the tables, the fields that are in that table, and the name for each field, and the code for each field. So what we're going to do, we're just going to import this into our geodatabase as well. And we're going to call it Hispanic, non-Hispanic. So if you were to bring this data in here and open the table, we're going to see all these fields that we really don't need, because if we go back to the metadata, we're just going to need the total, the field for the total, the field for total non-Hispanic, and the field for total Hispanic. So we can turn off some of these fields that we don't need, so that we don't have to look at all of them. So we're just gonna have this, and according to our metadata, it's P2001, 002, and 003. So that's all we need. 2001, 002, and 003. That's all you need. One way of looking at this to make sure that you have the correct data is looking at the number of records. So if we were to open this and also open the attribute table for the tract, we see we have the same state ID, the same county ID, and also we have more or less the same number of records. The only reason that we have one more here in the table, it's because this table has two field names. It has this one right here, the actual field name, and the one that's giving description of what that field name is, or what that field is, and that's why we have an extra record here. But otherwise, the number of records match in both tables, and that's one way. That's another way. Besides the IDs, that's another way of making sure that you have the correct data. So now that we have that and we have the addresses, the other thing that we're going to need is the roads. The roads for accessibility, and the census data Tiger database also has the a lot of data there, and one of the data that it has, so for example, we can look at the most recent one is 2020. So Tiger 2020, look at the roads. So we have the roads here, and of course these number right here represent the state and the county ID. So the first two numbers, the state ID, and the three numbers that follow, those are a county ID. So if we were to go, and we know that from our track there, we know that Texas ID is 48 for the state, and the Harris County ID is 201. So if we were to go to that one, 2020 48201, it's going to take you, it's going to download it's downloading the zip file for the roadways in Harris County, which I also did get that one already. So these are the roads in Harris County. So it looks like we have everything that we need for our analysis. The only thing that remains is, since we cannot use these as is right now, we're going to have to join the tracked shapefile with the table that has the Hispanic and non-Hispanic information for us to be able to use it. And after that, which I made a video of it, and I'm going to include that in the description. And after that, we'll be ready for our analysis. So I'll see you in video number 3.